Well then, I see we're a bit late to the party on this one.
This is my property!
Well, do you see me not moving?
All the way to the cul-de-sac!
Calm down.
Get off my property!
Get that gun out of your hand,
property!
Get that gun out of your hand,
I'm a goddamn Connecticut State Trooper!
I don't care who you are!
Trespassing
I don't care who you are! I don't care who you are!
You know, before this ever happened, I thought for sure that maybe, just maybe, Bryan Fahey would have learned his lesson after the first two interactions he had with Sean Paul Reyes where he committed assault and battery. I thought for sure he would have learned his lesson after Sean filed a federal lawsuit against him and his state police department. But wow, he sure did prove me wrong! So we obviously know the primary reasons for why Sean wanted to do this in the first place, but the other main reason is because there have been some allegations against Bryan Fahey about abusing his overtime to make, get this, more than $70,000 a year on top of his actual paycheck. That kind of annual income is something that a lot of Americans would kill for. No wonder you get to see him in this lavish house of his. So Sean proceeds to do what any other respectable investigative journalist would do, and knock on his front door. Correction, he rung the doorbell and then walked away from the porch to make himself known that he was not there for any kind of physical or verbal confrontation.
Can I help you?
Hey, Sgt Fahey, how are you?
You gotta get off my property. It's posted no trespassing.
Nope, there is no posted sign. There's no problem. Do you have any, let's go. Do you have any comment on the allegations that you are, I am moving. Do you have any comment on the allegations that you are receiving? Couldn't even get the question out. Ladies and gentlemen, he was so angry.
So that really is the end of this interaction. Sean proceeds to leave, go back in his billboard truck. I don't think the police showed up, and... What, you thought I could say that with a straight face? Come on. No. I'll tell you exactly what happens here. You see, even though Sean was complying with the demands to leave that property, Bryan Fahey proceeds to do something so upsetting that I frankly couldn't even handle this by myself. I had to call a lifeline to take care of this video for you guys. Oh, Justin!
So Fahey is so mad at Sean right now. He actually goes back inside to get a gun. But by the time he comes back out with the gun, a very important part is Sean is already at the median where Fahey's driveway meets his neighbor's. And I don't even know if that's technically Fahey's property anymore.
What do you think I'm doing, you psychopath? What do you think I'm doing?
Get off my property right now.
What do you think
I'm doing? Get off my property right now.
I'm off your property.
This is my property.
Well, do you see me not moving?
All the way to the cul-de-sac.
Calm down.
Get off my property.
Get that gun out of your hand, you psycho.
Property.
Get that gun out of your hand, you
goddamn Connecticut State Trooper.
I don't care who you are.
But regardless, Fahey is so unhinged, and it's very visible, to the point where he spits in Sean's face, which would piss off me or anybody else. But Sean is the GOAT, so he takes it like a man. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't feed into Fahey's BS. But it does seem like Fahey was trying to kiss him, and Sean would have definitely kissed him so much harder. I think that spit was definitely the cherry on top to the unhinged person that Fahey is.
I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are.
Get off my
I don't care who you are.
Right now.
You spit in my face.
My property right
You're going
now.
to jail now.
Look
at this. Look at this. He's spitting my face.
You're
going
in
to
my
jail.
face. I'm spitting as I'm talking to you.
No, you spit in my face.
Get off my property.
You spit in
right
my face.
now.
You spit in my face.
Get off my property.
You're going to jail.
Right now.
I'm going.
Get off my property.
I've been going.
Right
since the
now.
moment you told me.
Get off
That's
my
not
property.
How criminal trespass
right
works, psycho.
Now. Get off my property. Right
Look
now.
Look at the gun in his hand. This guy's
Goddamn
crazy.
right. I'm a Connecticut State Trooper.
I don't care who you are.
Trespassing on my property.
That doesn't matter. You can't break the law.
Kill me.
I didn't.
You threatened to kill me online.
Right. No, I did
off
not.
My
You're a liar.
Right now.
You are a liar.
Right now.
Look, see the big beautiful billboard truck? It's all being recorded.
I don't care.
It's all being. I know you don't care. Because you don't face any consequences.
Get off my property right now.
Don't
This is the biggest mistake you ever made.
No, it's not.
This is the biggest mistake you ever made.
No,
Get
it's
off
not.
my property right now.
It's not the biggest mistake.
Get
I
off
ever
my
made.
property right
it's
now.
It's not the biggest mistake.
Get off
you
my
spit in my face.
I didn't spit in your face.
You disgusting.
I was spitting on you.
Yeah.
Why I'm yelling at you to get off my property right
Get
now.
off. I'm off your property. Now what?
By the time he reaches Sean, Sean is already a football field away, but he still has to get right in his face to the point where he spits in his mouth.
Honestly, I do not understand how any cop could look at this with a straight face and tell you straight up that no crime was committed on the part of Bryan Fahey. But that's exactly what the cops that show up proceed to do, even after witnessing the video evidence of what Fahey did here. Get a load of this.
He just spit in my face.
Get over here.
Well, I didn't break any laws.
I'm going to detain you in a second, okay?
For what?
Because
I haven't
we
broken
just
the
got a
law.
cause of disturbance.
No,
You
but
have weapons on you?
do you have reasonable articulable suspicion I
Yes,
committed
I
a crime?
do.
What?
Yeah, I got
What is
all
it? What is
I got
it?
a call from a trooper.
That doesn't
that
matter.
hit his face and there's a disturbance.
It doesn't matter. I'm a
Yeah, it does
journalist.
matter.
I knocked on the door and
have
asked
weapons on
questions.
you?
No, I have no weapons
You
on
have
me.
weapons on you.
We have
right
a
there.
camera of mass destruction. I'm putting my camera down.
Don't move. Don't move until I get backup units. You can put it away.
What's your name?
Officer Romansky, it says right here. Nope, just stay right
He
here.
pulled out a gun on me for knocking on the
No,
door.
you're on his property.
I'm allowed to go on his property and knock on the door. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
He
You got to learn the law, man.
No.
I'm a journalist. No, you got to learn the law.
Okay. Let's just back
I'm
up.
allowed to ask questions.
Sure.
I am.
So let me tell you why we're here.
What's wrong with you? I'm not doing anything. I have no weapons on me. I have nothing. You couldn't stop. He has the weapon.
Okay. Let's find out what happened. The whole story.
All right, I'm going to tell you really quick what happened, okay?
No, tell me. Take your time.
Okay. I'm an
I got a
independent.
camera on too, so
sure.
we're good.
I'm an independent journalist.
Okay.
I'm here peacefully protesting. This man, as you can see from the video footage right here, assaulted me, stole my camera from me. He was never held accountable. I got a tip as an independent journalist that he is cooking the books when it comes to his overtime. I did some research. He gets $75,000 of overtime a year, and he's a desk sergeant. So I thought that was interesting, so I wanted to follow up on it. I went up here. There's no trespassing signs. I'm very familiar with the law. There aren't any no trespassing signs or anything like that. I went up, knocked on the door. He answered the door. I said, "Do you have any comment?" He said, "Get off my property." I immediately started, and his camera will show that. Because I know the law, I don't break the law, sir. I immediately started backing up while continuing to ask him questions. He went back inside, closed the door, would have been the end of it. He came back out with his gun in his hand, got inches from my face. No, I would say less than inches from my face, real up to my face, and spit in my face. It's all over my face right here. All this wet is not sweat. He spit in my face.
Hey, if I have one of my officers send you a link, can you send us that video so we can upload it? Thank you.
You know, because obviously I want to press charges for him spitting in my face that I showed the sergeant here on camera. So what's going to happen with that?
So we went through the assault statute specifically, and there's nothing that specifically states that spitting on somebody is an assault unless it caused you physical pain. The only thing that assault fits is physical pain. And that's under the exception of if you spit on an officer, then that is when bodily fluids become involved.
So he can spit on me in my face and in my mouth, and that's not against the law?
Circumstances, I'm saying that it doesn't really fit the assault charge.
So what happened if I spit on you?
Well, then you would get arrested because I'm an officer. You can't spit on an officer because in the assault on an officer charge, bodily fluids are included.
I'm sorry. What? So let me get this straight. Cops are allowed to spit on citizens, but citizens cannot spit on cops? I don't think I have anything more to say about that. Justin, what's your take on this?
And so now, unfortunately, the cop is correct when he says that spitting on another person is not written into the assault statute, but it is for an officer, which is completely BS. So they decided to write the law that it's okay to spit on each other as long as each other isn't an officer. If you spit on one of us, you're going to jail. Y'all can spit on each other all you want, just no spitting on us, the government, because then you're going to jail. And so that shows how the government of Connecticut perceives themselves higher than the citizens that they're there to serve. I did see on another channel, Southern Draw Law, he's an attorney, he was saying that spitting isn't against the law unless it's coupled with another action like being in your face with a pistol. So there may be a crime associated with it, but it in itself wouldn't be a crime, weirdly enough.
Okay, fine, so I guess it's not really considered assault and battery under the text of Connecticut law. But if you take into account what an actual criminal defense attorney stated about this, what Bryan Fahey actually committed here is even worse. The man committed a Class D felony, which is first-degree threatening, as well as second-degree threatening to a lesser extent, disorderly conduct and breach of the peace as soon as he made it to the sidewalk and continuously walked back and forth, repeatedly threatening Sean while holding the weapon to his side, and of course you can't forget the spitting into Sean's mouth. Oh yeah, there's also the part of Bryan Fahey claiming that Sean apparently threatened his life, even though I think we can all agree that that never happened. This is Sean Paul Reyes we're talking about. Not only has he proven himself to be one of the calmest auditors on the platform, but I think we all know what exactly would happen to him if he actually did such a thing. But either way, it's obvious from the get-go that these cops are completely on the side of Bryan Fahey in spite of the felony he committed. And this is reinforced by the fact that even though they're technically right about this not being assault and battery, they still didn't try to figure out any other charge that Bryan Fahey committed. This is to the point where this particular meme has never been more perfectly used, in my humble opinion.
I think we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end.
Isn't that your job to find out? What does it fit? Like what crime it is?
Breach of peace, but you're on his property, you interacted, you engaged the interaction, I mean...
So if it's a breach of peace, arrest him for a breach of peace.
Well, that's the other issue that we're going down right now, is you guys are also in violation of a breach of peace.
No.
As well as
I mean, take us both then. Take us both then. It's
So-
not voyeurism. It's not voyeurism to knock on somebody's door. That's not...
It is if he has a reasonable expectation of privacy and you invade on his curtilage...
No.
And you're recording
You're wrong,
him,
but do it. Then I will gladly go take the ride, arrest us both for a breach of
all right,
peace.
well then turn around for me.
Do what you gotta do, man.
And so the Groton Police Department arrested Sean and his cameraman and charged him with voyeurism. Even though if you look at the statute of voyeurism and take into account that Sean stepped off of the property when asked, or should I say demanded, I highly doubt that charge is going to stick. Especially given the lawyer that Sean has on hand. In my humble opinion, I think this might just be the final nail in the coffin for Bryan Fahey. It's very obvious the crimes that he committed, named off not just by us or Sean, but by actual licensed attorneys. If Bryan Fahey at the very least doesn't have his policing license and pension stripped from him, as well as him obviously being fired, then that should prove to you that Connecticut has earned its name. But maybe I'm just getting too far ahead of myself here. Justin, what are your final thoughts on this?
Now, we all know this isn't the first time that Fahey and Sean have had an encounter like this, and nothing happened to Fahey before. So I personally don't expect anything to happen to Fahey now, especially with the kind of government that Connecticut is. I don't expect anything to happen to Fahey. But luckily for Sean, we're on a really good platform called YouTube that spreads his name far and wide. So now everyone knows what a piece of scum Fahey is. And that's about the best we're going to get, I think, personally. I mean, we should definitely keep fighting. I hope Sean takes this all the way. I personally signed a petition that Sean's been spreading around to get Fahey fired, so we'll see. That was days ago, and it already had a couple thousand people on it, so I'm sure it's rocking around pretty good right now. And actually, you should leave a link to that in your description and pinned comment if you haven't already, because I think that's our best bet outside of just making him famous.
Just as we've done before with all the other highlights of Bryan Fahey and his misconduct towards Sean, we are going to leave contact information down below to the state barracks in which he works at, hopefully his personal contact information if it's available, and the Groton Police Department for their unlawful arrest of Sean Paul Reyes. I am extremely tempted to say a lot of bad things about Bryan Fahey and even encourage you to do the same, but we encourage you still to do the opposite. Please be as respectful as can be if you decide to redress your grievances, but just like the acronym of our channel says, please do let them hear our roar. Especially this scumbag psycho piece of shit. More importantly, of course, not only make sure you go subscribe to Long Island Audit, but also go support him on his GoFundMe to help with Bryan Fahey being held accountable for his crimes. Make sure to let him know that recognizing our rights said hello. And thank you to the Random Patriot for joining us in this video. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on board and work with you.
I want to say thank you to Recognizing Our Rights for having me on and letting me kind of speak my mind about this. I didn't plan on doing a whole video myself, and so I appreciate the platform. Thanks, brother.
Now, in the event that you encounter a corrupt tyrant like Bryan Fahey, whether that be at your front door or during a traffic stop, there's one thing that I can accurately say is their kryptonite, and that would be a civil rights attorney. Something you need at your side at all times when dealing with these tyrants. Well, luckily for you everybody, Sean himself, along with the man behind Lackluster, have come up with a one-of-a-kind app known as Attorney Shield. Many of its features include, but are not limited to, having an attorney on speed dial and allowing you to record your interactions with nobody being able to stop you. If this sounds like a wonderful tool to have on hand, we encourage you to check out the description, the pinned comment, or the QR code on screen. And upon checkout of any plan you decide on, make sure to use our promo code of ROR1776 so you could get your first purchase 10% off. Thank you once again for tuning in, everybody, and we sincerely hope you enjoyed this one. All things considered, of course. Stay tuned for any updates, and never stop loving the good old Constitution.